I'm Rachel, 28. Standing in the courtroom, I feel a sense of liberation wash over me as the judge declares the nullification of my family's claims on my financial support. The words echo through the room, and for the first time in years, I truly feel free. But it wasn't always like this. I come from a middle-class family in a small town. My parents, Henry and Linda, always seemed like the typical loving mom and dad on the surface. Henry is a stern-looking man in his 55s who has a way of making you feel guilty with just a look. Linda, at 52, is a master at emotional manipulation, always using her words like a double-edged sword. My younger brother, Jake, 25, has always been the apple of my parents' eyes, and I've always been the one to step up and help whenever there was a problem. It all started one evening when I got home from a long day at work. Exhaustion was weighing me down as I fumbled with my keys. I dropped my bag by the door and reached for my phone on the hallway table where I'd left it that morning. A video message from my Aunt Carol popped up on the screen. It was strange because she rarely sent videos. I sank into my favorite armchair and pressed play. The video showed my parents' living room, a place filled with so many memories of me trying to gain their approval. Linda's voice came through the speaker first, a cruel laugh in her tone that was so different from the soft voice she used with me. "It's so easy," she said, and my heart skipped a beat at the coldness in her words. Henry leaned into the frame, his face red from what I assumed was his third glass of whiskey. "Our little aim," he chuckled, and my stomach churned. "Just mention family, and she'll empty her savings. Remember how fast she sent money for Jake's emergency last week?" Jake's voice joined in, and the betrayal cut deep. She didn't even ask what it was for. Their laughter filled my apartment, and I could barely breathe. I watched as the truth I'd been blind to for so long started to unfold. Memories of all the times Linda called me in a panic about overdue bills, and Henry showing up at my workplace to demand money for the mortgage, came flooding back. Jake always seemed to have one crisis after another that only my money could solve. I remember the time I skipped my dream vacation to pay for the roof repairs. I worked overtime, missed out on so many opportunities, and put my dreams on hold, all to prove my worth to a family that saw me as nothing more than a source of cash. The video also showed Aunt Carol's frantic messages in real time as she recorded. "Linda, are you sure about this? What if she finds out?" I realized then that it wasn't just a moment of cruelty caught on camera, it was all planned. A text from my friend Lisa interrupted my thoughts. "Hey, you've seemed off lately. Want to grab coffee?" Lisa was the one who noticed something was wrong weeks ago and gently suggested I talk to her mentor, David, about setting boundaries. But I dismissed her concerns, defending my family like a good daughter should. Just then, Linda's call came in. Her voice was sharp and cold. "What do you think you're doing? Without your money, this family falls apart. Your father's health isn't getting any better, and Jake's about to lose his apartment. If you abandon us, don't expect to be welcomed back." The familiar guilt welled up, but this time, anger flared inside me. I typed out, "I'm not sending money this month." The response was immediate: accusations, reminders of their sacrifices, and threats. But I was done being manipulated. I started documenting every financial transaction, every guilt-laden conversation. The evidence was damning, showing years of systematic exploitation. At a family gathering at a local restaurant, Jake made a scene, calling me a family traitor. But I stood my ground, showing him the spreadsheet of all the money I'd given. He backed off, his face pale with fear. I decided to hold a meeting for my extended family, presenting all the evidence on a projector. As each piece of evidence was shown on the screen, their carefully constructed facade crumbled. My parents and Jake were left speechless as the truth was laid bare. The story hit the news, and the video went viral. My family's image was shattered, and they tried to do damage control, but it was too late. In the end, the courtroom battle was the final showdown. My lawyer presented our case, and the judge's decision was clear. I was finally free from the chains of financial exploitation. Now, as I look back, I see a new me. I've surrounded myself with real friends who support me, and I'm working on my 5-year plan, which includes expanding my marketing business and maybe even writing a book about my journey. I've learned that true love doesn't demand self-destruction, and I'm ready to embrace the future with open arms. What does freedom mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below.